We begin with the national anthem of Great Britain. Please welcome to the microphone British actor, singer, writer, and recording artist Danny Walton.
Good evening, Las Vegas. To all our British friends watching at home on TV, we miss you. This is for the Gypsy King. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen, send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
And now we present the national anthem of the United States. Please welcome to the microphone recording artist Brandon Brigham. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets recollect the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Backstage, the fighters are almost ready, and in a moment or two, the introductions will be made, the welcomes will be made by Jimmy Lennon Jr., and Deontay Wilder will begin his walk to the ring as challenger. He'll get a phenomenal reception from this crowd, principally, of course, an American crowd, and the question, how much is he going to be lifted?
Not only that, John, let's hope the attire isn't too heavy.
Well, he says he's been bench pressing 350 pounds, so I think he's going to be able to carry quite a lot into the ring.
Yeah, exactly. But it's tremendous in here, isn't it? It's packed with people. We're missing the British fans, though. It would be a lot noisier with our lot here, but they're not. But the Americans have come out in force. There is a lot of people in this stadium.
Well, there's certainly support for Tyson Fury here, though. It's by no means 100% behind Deontay Wilder. David Hayes made his way down to join us here at ringside as well. You've been here on this sort of occasion, David.
I have.
I should imagine the hairs are starting to stand up on the back of your neck.
As I was walking through the tunnel coming in, I really started feeling the energy. But I'm a little bit gutted, obviously, the lockdown restrictions. There will be so many more Brits here if they were allowed to fly out, if there wasn't such restrictions. So in Wilder's favour, he'll have a lot more fans here than he would ordinarily have with it being a regular fight. The last time out, it was full of Fury fans. The last fight, it was like a Fury homecoming.
I wonder whether that has... I don't think it's going to have too much of an effect on Tyson Fury, though, is it?
Not at this stage, unless it gets real down and dirty and they're really going to start getting blood. It's not that type of fight, though. It's long range, clean punching. It's not Holyfield bow. It's not that type of fight.
Whatever, Richie, it's terrific to be back here in Vegas for a big fight after it was February, wasn't it, 2020, and we've waited a long time for this, but just great to be back.
It's fantastic, it really is. Speaking to a lot of fans, fight fans, and today, a lot of American fight fans, few Brits, but a lot of American fight fans, even more officials really from Britain. But it is good. It is buzzing now, John. All the insults, they all go out of the window now. You're just adding spice to the main ingredient, and the ingredient is the fight. At the end of the day, it's all about the tactics. And yes, Deontay Wilder has come in very heavy for my liking. David Hayes sees that differently, but Tyson Fury very, very confident he's going to do the same as what he did to him before.
You're seeing on the film here some of the great highlights of fights of years gone by. That was the defeat of Mike Tyson against Evander Holyfield. And there was Tyson Fury getting off the canvas somehow. I still wonder how he did it. He got off the canvas in Los Angeles, and not only did he get off the canvas, he went and won the rest of that round and ultimately believed that he had been robbed of victory in LA. It was one of the most extraordinary 3 minutes of boxing I think I've ever witnessed.
Same here, John. Couldn't believe it. No one could. 5 seconds had gone. He's still on his back. You think he's out. The look on Deontay Wilder's face, he thinks he's home and dry. He looks across and Tyson Fury gets up. How he did it, nobody knows, only him. And yes, he dominated the round, David, didn't he?
Yeah, a lot of referees would have stopped the count after 6 or 7 seconds of just complete non-motion. But good thing we got a solid referee who wanted to count to 10, because at 8 he was getting back to his feet. 9 he was just up, and 10 he just made the count. And he won the remainder of the round. It was a crazy thing to see.
It was, I mean, goodness knows how many fights I've commentated on over the years, David, but I mean, it was one of the truly spellbinding moments, wasn't it? Incidentally, the delay, I gather that we're waiting for Deontay Wilder. There was some sort of delay in the changing room, and he's taking his time coming out.
Putting on his new suit. Yeah. His cloak of armour.
Are you? I'm just going to throw this one to you both. Are you 100% convinced that Deontay Wilder in no way is going to just disintegrate when he gets out here?
The one thing about the heavyweight division, you can't be 100% sure about anything. You know, I'm positive that Deontay Wilder is going to turn up tonight. That was significantly better than the last fight. The last fight, I've been told on good authority, Wilder's right hand wasn't engaged in that fight and had surgery to it afterwards to repair whatever was damaged. So now we're gonna see the real Deontay Wilder.
Well, there's Tyson Fury, still looking very relaxed, isn't he? Just trying to stay loose, pacing around the changing room. I mean, any sort of a delay though, like this, is not going to help, is it?
Well, it doesn't help certain fighters, but I don't think
here we go.
It affects Tyson Fury.
Now, what's this about? What is going on here? Now, he's getting some words of advice from somebody.
An inspiration.
It would have been lovely to have heard some sound there. Never mind the picture. I'd have loved to have known what was going on there.
I think he was just having a final prayer before the battle.
A bit of a blessing.
He knows what's at stake. He's been there before. He's tasted, the best of Fury's licks, and he knows he's going out into a real situation now. So
career's
completely. You're
it's
right.
on the line, isn't it?
You can't. 2 back-to-back defeats. Does not look good. Following a draw, which was a controversial one. What Wilder he knows his whole life's at stake here. He cannot perform as he did last time out, as otherwise it will erase all of the good work he's done in his career. And 41 knockouts. No one's ever done that before. So he needs to get back on track.
We're still waiting for him to come out of the locker room. They're waiting patiently outside for him to appear.
And I think, John, what he's got to do, Deontay Wilder, he's got to use his jab a lot more. They've spoke about the tools that have got in the box that they're going to bring out. Well, that's what he's got to do here. But against this man, to try and out-jab Tyson Fury is very, very difficult. And like I said before, Tyson Fury is a master at boxing, totally the opposite to what everyone expects. We don't know what type of Tyson Fury is going to come out. He might go on the back foot. The good thing about Tyson Fury, he's a very good all-rounder. He can box going forward, he can box going back, he can frustrate his opponents. He's a master at that. And we just don't know how he will come out. Everyone's expecting him to come out on that front foot. That's what he said he's going to do, but we don't actually know till that bell goes.
I wonder if we've got a few mind games going on, because people have asked Deontay Wilder what's going on, and he has told them quite clearly, I will walk when I'm ready. He won't be hurried. He'll go when he's ready to go. And here we are outside his dressing room, still waiting. Meanwhile, Tyson's doing a bit of air guitar.
Yeah, because I think Tyson Fury, he probably expects these types of delays. Nothing ruffles his feathers, Tyson Fury. Very calm, calculated. He's seen all this before, and he expects delays. He expects that little tricks to be played here and there. But Deontay Wilder, John, I'll have to say, I've been more impressed with him in this build-up, the calm, more focused Deontay Wilder, most definitely, because the other Deontay Wilder it just fell apart. All the shouting, all the bawling, just didn't work for him, and he fell into that Tyson Fury trap, and Tyson finished him off in the ring.
Well, let's be honest about it. I mean, the first 3 minutes last time they fought was extraordinary. I remember, David came in for a word at the end of that opening 3 minutes, and you were almost sort of open-mouthed with disbelief at the sheer ferocity of the first 3 minutes of what he'd done. He said, I seem to remember, the best 3 minutes of his career.
Yeah, so when you get it right, when it starts working, when you're in the flow, you can see it. And that first round, everything went exactly as he wanted it to. And he wants to start it like that this time round. He wants to get that great first round under his belt.
Do you think so, Dave? You think he'll start that quick?
I think Fury has to jump straight back, jump on him, and just give Wilder nightmares. He needs to get into his head, and he needs to just rough him up and make it real.
So don't change your winning bet. Just carry on.
As far as he's concerned, as far as we're all concerned, it appeared he had a very, very successfully winning formula the last time out. Why deviate from that?
Everybody's coming down here. Buncey's here.
You know what, John? I always do that, even if I've got to do the presenting with Dempo up in the gods. It makes no difference. I'll be ringside. I've fought my way down. Now, I've got a bit of a dilemma at the end of the night, John. It's a first world problem, don't get me wrong. I've got to go into this corner through Deontay Wilder's team.
Good luck.
Thank you, good luck. John, I'm amazed, and Dave and I just walked downstairs. I'm amazed how good it feels down here. I'm amazed how red hot the atmosphere is down here, not 3 foot, 4 foot from the ring. I'm quite shocked at how vibrant it is. And I tell you what, John, you can sense something in the air. I don't know what it is, but you can sense it.
It's probably frustrating for people who are watching at home, thinking, come on, get on with it. Let's have the fight. But sitting here, where are we? 6-8 feet away from the ring. I mean, it just adds to it.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, don't tell anybody watching. I'd like another 20 minutes of this. This is brilliant. Shaquille O'Neal has just done something brilliant. I might retire. He stuck his thumb up at me. I interviewed him not long ago, last year in fact. I thought he might have thought it was someone else. I looked behind my shoulder, and when I turned round, he was shaking his head, putting his thumb up and saying, "No, you. I'm happy. I'm made up."
Bit of shadow boxing going on in the Fury dressing room with his trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart, who has been very calm and composed. Talk about various people but keeping their composure. He really has been. And he said emphatically, I think a lot of people have seen that tweet, 3 rounds. 3 rounds, that's what he said.
Interesting, but just a bit of pad work there. Just looking at the way Tyson's shaping up, just hitting the pads and then adjusting his feet as his coach is coming forward. So, you know, maybe that's on his mind. He's got the height and reach, remember, so he might maintain that gap. You know, you're guessing, David, here and there on how Tyson's going to come out, because like I said before,
does have the element of surprise.
The surprise before.
Although he said it was almost like he double bluffed him.
Yeah,
the second time round. He said, "I'm going to run across the ring," and everyone was like, "Yeah, whatever." Good talk it up, and he did it. He said the same thing this time. Is he going to go out and box? Is he going to go out there and put on a master boxing display with Wilder preparing for someone to come at him? Is he the ultimate mind? Has he really got into his head now?
And Dave, I actually think if Tyson does decide to hit and move backwards, you know, I think it's a real problem for then Deontay Wilder to close that gap down, to get to the taller man with the longer reach, to actually get to him, to land the knockout shot. That's a difficult job if Tyson's hitting with the jab and moving backwards.
Yeah, everybody has always struggled with the boxing ability, the long arms, the elusiveness, the switch hitting. You know, he's very good at riding punches. If you are lucky enough to get into range to land a shot, 8 times out of 10 he's riding it and taking the sting out of it. So he was doing it with Wilder. I've never seen anybody ride Wilder's shots like he did in the first fight. And although a couple of them knocked him down, there was a lot of them that sort of bounced and grazed off of him.
Well, I think this is a cycle. I really do think this is becoming a psychological sort of thing, a ploy which is being pulled. Although I'm being told now that Deontay Wilder is starting to move. He's left his dressing room, which is only around about 50 to 100 yards away from where we're sitting. So I think Jimmy Lennon Jr. will be announcing the big walk-on very soon. And I'm told that he's coming in with a rapper.
Let's see who that is.
Jimmy Lennon Jr. has seen it all before, hasn't he?
Tremendous ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon. But look at it now here, the crowd, it's packed. It really is. But we needed the Brits here. Because with the Brits, they start singing, David, don't they? And the atmosphere, it's a lot better when the British fans are here.
No British flags bouncing around, I can't see from this angle. But Fury doesn't care. Fury just wants to get in there and he wants to fight. As you said, he's a fighting man. This is what he's born to do. Whether it be in a field or whether it be here in front of 20,000 people, I think he'll perform the same way.
Tyson Fury, the betters among us will know, has remained a fairly hot favourite for this, and the round bets are interesting as well. Some big odds being offered there, and I think a few followers of boxing having a little bit of a look at that. But any moment we are going to get the formal announcement of Deontay Wilder's arrival, and down come the lights, and now the atmosphere really does start to build. And in just a moment we will see the challenger for the title begin to make his way in, and up above the ring there on those huge screens you see images of the two fighters now to entertain the crowd. Here comes Wilder.
Haunting the souls of the heavyweight division, knocking down every dude he's faced. He's a new man with a new mindset. That same old golden right hand. It's a new day. Let me reintroduce the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. Say it with me now. Bomb Squad!
see Deontay Wilder stepping forward towards the ring in a very much lighter outfit, I can tell you, than last time. That doesn't weigh 45 pounds, whatever it was, so no excuses there. And you can see him walking towards the corner of the ring, across to the right from where we're commentating. And he's wasting no time this time, making his way up there. And he's going to be stepping onto the steps into the ring. And he's ready. There's a reception from the American crowd. His heaviest ever tonight. Put on seemingly upper body bulk, weighing in at 17 stone. And the popular theory is that he's put on that bulk to be able to keep the huge form of Tyson Fury away from him. Whether or not it's going to slow his movement, well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic they're going to come up with, trying to keep Tyson Fury at bay. But what I fear for Deontay Wilder is if he doesn't knock Tyson Fury out, then he's got problems towards the end of the contest with that extra bulk. It's going to slow him down. It's got to do.
Well, a couple of British trainers who contacted us during the week saying precisely that. They were surprised. Now we're waiting for Tyson Fury. Here he comes.
It's about that time. But you'll have to wait for me to introduce the champion. Elusive and tough. A clinical slugger with a wicked way of words.
Big Dawson get annihilated.
This dude will eat a punch, laugh in your face, knock you out, and smile again. For big fella doing big things, big belts, big dreams. The Gypsy King. No man on this planet has beaten him. Come out the king, the best knives. Feel the power. Clap for the champ. This is Tyson Fury!
Barely 3 years ago, long we pondered the bomber's cryptic talk of victory. Time has proven him foolish. For from man to man the word was spread that the bold Gypsy King and his fans, so far from home, laid down their pride. Not just for the belts, but for all of England and the promise that this king holds. Now, here, in this fight arena, let this Dusser face obliteration!
Be interesting for those final words of instruction when the referee, Russell Moore, delivers them. He was the ref, incidentally, for Canelo against Kovalev. And one or two other big fights over the years, but none bigger than this for him. Paris, Tyson's wife, watching on at ringside. Frank Warren walked to the ring alongside Tyson.
Guys, everybody, out.
Huge number of people up there in that ring. Are they all going to be allowed to stay for the introductions once Jimmy Lennon Jr. starts to address the crowd? Maybe they are. He's poised. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada for the featured bout of the evening, presented by Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Bomb Squad Promotions, and TGB Promotions. This is a Premier Boxing Champions presentation. This bout is sanctioned, is supervised, and sponsored by the FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with America's #1 sportsbook. Universal Pictures, Halloween Kills in theaters October 15th, and UFC 267 live on pay-per-view on October 30th. This bout in the ring is sanctioned by the WBC, the President Mauricio Suleiman, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Stephen J. Klubeck. Introducing our three judges, scoring from ringside, Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld. All right, fans, here we go with a bout you've all been waiting for. The heavyweight world title trilogy, Fury versus Wilder 3, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC and Lineal Heavyweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 7 inches, wearing red trunks with black trim, and hailing from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He weighed in at 238 pounds, the 2008 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist with a sensational professional record of 42 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 41 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, seeking to avenge his only loss and regain the title in his 13th consecutive world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-hitting former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 9 inches, wearing black trunks with gold trim. Originally from Manchester, England, now residing in Henderson, Nevada. He weighed in at 277 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the popular and colorful former unified world champion, the current reigning and defending undefeated WBC lineal heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And now to give instructions, our third man to the ring, the referee in charge, Russell Mora.
Fury also getting a phenomenal reception. He's got plenty of support. Let's listen in to the referee. Tyson Fury taking his time to get centre ring where Deontay Wilder waits.
Center ring, gentlemen, center ring. Okay, trunks here are good. These trunks are high. I'm going to let you work on this belt line. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my command. God bless you both. Catch up.
Oh, wow. His looks could kill. Both of them delivering intense stares. The real stare down coming from Fury. How's he going to start? Is he going to go rushing across the ring once again? Will Wilder try and put it on him from word go? All the talking over, the fight now about to begin. Wilder short of the target with those two jabs to the body.
The jab to the body is something he did not really use in their first or second fight. And it's a very important key to this fight, I believe.
Wilder on the front foot, nothing from Fury so far. And there's the right hand that he's looking for. Fury able to evade it. But Wilder, as he promised, as many had expected, is trying to dictate from word go, Richie.
What he's doing here, Wilder, tactic plain and simple. Working to the body, and he's going to try the right hand over the top. So there's the right hand there. So what he's doing with the jab, just pouring to the body with the left hand to take the attention away from the right hand that's going to follow after 2 or 3 jabs to the body. That's what he's doing. And what he's trying to do as well is bring Tyson over the front foot, but as long as Tyson's moving away, he'll take the sting out of the shot. But it's just a plain simple tactic. Work the body with the jab and then send the right hand over the top.
I noticed two right hands to the body Wilder threw, and Fury dropped it, sort of tried to block those shots. I believe he's going to try to look at the body, then throw a right hand to the head, but Fury looks quite cool under pressure. He seems quite controlled and not too overawed with those long shots to the body. They're solid shots, but he's dealing with it nice.
Now he gets in with his first scoring shot of his own, Fury, the right hand. Referee Russell Moore having to split them for the first time. But it's been a quiet opening so far from Fury. He's not fought with the early ferocity that he did of the last meeting at the MGM Grand back in February 2020. There's the right hand from Wilder, just short of the mark, but not by a long way.
We've got to see if Tyson Fury can adjust here. So it's quite a difficult target to hit Deontay Wilder, because that long jab, straight jab to the body, he's keeping the distance, you see, with that shot. You see, so it's difficult for Tyson to catch him. And that's exactly what Deontay Wilder's doing with that jab and maintaining that gap. So Tyson's got to adjust, maybe try the right uppercut, or certainly left up to the body. But this is a good start from Fury. It's on from Deontay Wilder.
Wilder has boxed beautifully in this opening round. He's got his tactics and he's stuck to them.
Let go. Back up.
Jabbing to the body. As David pointed out early on in this fight, the opening round, which Wilder has done the most so far. Fury trying to throw the left-right combination. Wilder was able to block it as we move into the last few seconds of an opening round, but that's a big right hand from Fury. Maybe the best shot of the fight so far, but Wilder thinks he's done enough to win the opening round.
I think Wilder did enough to win that round, but that right hand at the end of the round really did sort of sway the momentum back in Tyson Fury's favour. The amount of shots he must have landed, 15 to 20 clean shots to the body of Fury. Nothing heavy to the head, but in terms of points scored, I'll definitely go with that over the single right hand to Wilder. That looked like it bothered him.
Took him time to find it though, but when he did, it was significant.
Yeah, so it's a good start for Wilder, but you see him then, Tyson Fury, it took him a while just to work it out what he was actually doing, Wilder. So Fury, towards the end of the round, put it on him.
Let's look at some of the action from the opening round, and there is that right hand from Fury right in the closing seconds.
It took him a while to land, but he got to it at the end there, Fury.
It's a high pace that Wilder has started with, with the additional weight that he's added, the half a stone he's put on, that won't help his cardio, I'll tell you that.
Well, is he going to be a bit more reticent now in this second round, having felt Fury's chopping right hand in the closing seconds?
So Tyson just sussed him out towards the end of the round and got more aggressive, and he did there. Better from Tyson Fury, fighting fire with fire, keeping him on his back foot, not letting Wilder settle down with that jab again.
Words there from Wilder. Remember the old quotes from Mike Tyson, we all have a plan until we get hit in the mouth.
Stop! Let go!
Is Wilder going to be able to stick to the plan that he's formulated with Malik Scott? Fury just signs that he's starting to get to him a little bit more.
It looks like all of the shots Wilder's throwing out are super heavy. He's really putting a lot of energy into every single shot. There's no fast jabs, there's no range finding shots. Great right hook to the body from Fury.
Fury is starting to get into range more. Talking to the referee, and he was complaining.
Okay, keep this clean. Keep it clean.
Wilder being told not to drag Fury on. Hand around the back of the neck, which of course is not allowed. He was short with that right hand, Wilder.
Well, typical example of Wilder just launching from too far out, and Wilder's moving backwards. We spoke about that before. Even if that shot hits Tyson Fury, then he's taking the sting out of it and the power. It's the 1-2 combination for me from Fury that's doing really well at this stage, but he's got to be accurate with it. He's got to be accurate with the left hand and that straight right to just maintain that gap between himself and Deontay Wilder.
Fury trying to use his physical strength, and again Wilder being told off for holding on, dragging Fury on close where he wasn't able to get any purchase on his punches. Fury onto his toes now. There's a right hand from Wilder, but returned with interest from Fury, and the fight is starting to warm up here in the second.
Very nice paced fight. Both fighters letting big shots go. Another big right hand from Fury there. Wilder needs to use a bit more boxing skills. He's got that long right hand works for him, but he's throwing it from so far out, and he's not earning the position to land that right hand.
More effective work from Fury in this second round, and again holding on by both men, and the referee has been busy. They're going to have to try and keep the action going here. They're stifling each other and negating.
And this type of inside work works out better for Fury. He's the heavier man. He does a lot of the inside work. Big right hand from Wilder just then momentarily stunned Fury, but I think that's a close round, but I'd probably edge that to Fury.
Richie, how did you have it?
10-9 to Tyson Fury. Got back on level terms there. Better boxing from Fury.
Right, let's listen into the corner. Here's Malik Scott with Deontay Wilder.
After you punch, listen to me. After you punch, anticipate.
Punches in front. Punches in front. Thank you.
After you punch, anticipate. He's coming right back.
How you feel, baby? How you feel, baby? How you feel? How you feel? This is your
I'll keep him clean.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I'll keep him clean. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, in the red corner, Sugar Hill Stewart. Well, difficult to predict at this stage. Not too much between them. Kind of, to an extent, the phony war, but you kind of know that one big attack could have a very significant effect.
That feint for me very important for Tyson Fury. There it is there with the front hand and the front foot. Deontay Wilder then is unsure what's to follow. But again, it's Fury just closing him down, walking him down. And look at that's better from Tyson Fury. Nice quick feet.
Great body shot from Fury there. Really took the wind out of Wilder.
And the left hook to the side of the head there, and beating Wilder to the punch. And suddenly Wilder just looking a little bit more disorganised.
Disorganised and wild in the shot there. John looking for the right hand. And it was better, straight, accurate work from Tyson Fury there. It's just signs that Deontay Wilder, he's not tiring, but I don't know, David, he's just like feeling the pace slightly.
The sharpness has come out of his shots. Fury's been able to block a few of the body shots which were landing earlier because they were quicker. They've slowed down a bit, so Fury's able to just get that elbow in front of it. But this inside clinch work definitely works out for Wilder. For Fury, he needs to stay in this zone as long as he can do, working and grinding inside.
Look at me.
Well, now it's Russell Moore laying down the law to Tyson Fury. Referee not going to stand for it. Both of them have been warned now. Wilder trying to land that chopping right hand. He's gambling.
Yeah, he's gambling in a big way.
And he lands one.
Well, he lands one, but again, Tyson Fury moving away. He's not bringing him onto the shot. That's the problem you've got with Tyson Fury. He's not coming over his front foot there. He's actually moving away. You have to have phenomenal power to knock a man out who's moving away from you.
He wobbled him with a jab there. Fury right down the pipe, landed a clean right hand for a clean jab.
The crowd responding to these big swinging rights from Wilder, but they're not landing clean. Missed around the back of the shoulder and missed again with that one. But it's Fury now who wants to hold on and tie him up.
What an action-packed fight this is.
Wilder just going for that swinging right hand over the top. Fury more straighter, accurate shots from the champion.
There's Anime. Oh, he's got a big right hand. Oh, he goes down. It was the right hand that did the damage. And Wilder is down for the count in the third round. 30 seconds to go still. And he has now had the first big attack, the first big significant attack. And Fury is poised and waiting now to step in and to try and finish it. Right hand.
Super.
He's got him again. And he's holding on desperately here, Wilder. This is a huge round for Fury. And Wilder is all over the place. And can he go again? There goes the bell. He is literally saved by the bell. A massive round for Tyson Fury.
He was more hurt in that round than he was in the whole 7 rounds of fight. The second fight they had, the last fight. He's completely out on his feet. I'm not sure what they can do or say, what Malik Scott can muster up in terms of advice to go back out to get through this 4th round now. And he's in dire straits.
The problem you had there for Deontay Wilder, he actually went for it in the first part of the round, but by doing that he leaves himself open, and Tyson Fury fought fire with fire there. More accurate, powerful shots have hit the target. This fella here now in this corner, he's in big trouble, because Tyson Fury knows now that he can knock Deontay Wilder out. Those are the signs. Super punch there from Wilder, catches him on the inside, and down he goes.
Down he goes, and the gruesome memories of that second fight will be coming flooding back to Deontay Wilder now. He is facing the very real precipice of another sensational knockout. There's the way it is at the moment on Richie's scorecard, and Fury is dominant, and in this 4th round, can he now go in there and finish this? How well has Deontay Wilder been able to regroup?
As long as Tyson Fury doesn't get complacent, this isn't over yet. You're in against a big puncher, but Tyson Fury is going for it. He senses the victory. He's just got to make sure he does it behind that jab, straight right hand, and get to Deontay Wilder, put him under pressure.
Well, he said he was going to obliterate him. He said he was going to end his career. Too early to say yet. The big early advantage now to Tyson Fury. A little bit of an air of desperation about those punches coming from Wilder, and he looks a bit unsteady as he's backed up.
Fury's doing the right thing here. He's keeping nice and tight, walking him down, touching him with that jab, and just waiting for these big swings coming, because they're very crude. And he keeps rushing in with this long, raking jab that's really hurt Wilder on occasion. He's in complete control right now.
The energy seems to have just been sapped from Deontay Wilder. And it's an incredible look on his face now. He's really tired. Is it because he's too heavy? He's been hit with big shots. We all know, David, that once you're hit with big shots, it takes it out of you.
Tyson Fury just too good for him. Tyson Fury just got his number.
And is he psychologically somewhat unravelling here? Fury is on the front foot, looking to impose himself again. He's looking for that big right hand, and he's got him going again on those ropes.
Wilder's fighting instinct when he's in trouble is very poor. His chin comes up in the air and he just swings left and right, because he's never had someone as big and as strong in his face.
Those tactics of the first round, the jab to the body and the overhand right, seems to have been largely forgotten by Deontay Wilder now. And Fury, there he gets a right elbow. It's a big one for Wilder. There goes Fury. What a turnaround. Huge right hand. And now it's Fury who takes a count. Wow, what a punch.
Incredible shot from Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury coming forward, got a little bit complacent, walks onto a shot, but we know he can recover.
He's no more hurt than Wilder was earlier. They've both been in exactly the same position. Who wants it most? Who's got a bigger heart?
And now Wilder's looking to finish it. Fury's having to cover up. What a fight we've got here. Another big right hand, just missed him by fractions. There's one from Fury, and it's an absolute barrel brawl, but down goes Fury for a second time. The upset is on. Is it going to be redemption? The clock ticking down. And we're just about coming to the end of the fourth round. A second knockdown. It's going to be a 10-7 round for Deontay Wilder.
Absolutely incredible.
One of the best last couple of rounds. You've never seen a heavyweight fight. So much heart, so much grit, determination. You know, Fury showed such balls getting up from those massive shots. We know how hard Wilder hits, 41 knockouts, pretty much in a row. And he's taken it and he's tasted some of that now. So both fighters are in the same spot, both tired, both hurt, both really feeling the pace. But these are two great warriors in there, doing exactly what they're born to do.
What a punch.
That same shot has knocked out so many people, but Fury was able to maintain, stay on his feet. So much credit to both of these guys.
He just didn't, got a little bit complacent, just didn't measure the distance too well, Tyson. Walked forward, very, very confident, and then Deontay Wilder delivers a shot like that. But that's what this man is about, remember, Deontay Wilder. Such a phenomenal puncher.
He looked tired, he looked as though he was struggling, and suddenly there was the equaliser, down twice, and now Wilder is right back in there, and he's looking to establish dominance here in this fifth round. An electric atmosphere here in Las Vegas.
This might make Fury now just box on that back foot, box more sensible. What he's got to do now is keep the distance and box at range. Tyson Fury doesn't need to be coming over his front foot, just got to keep the distance and trying to keep Deontay Wilder at bay.
Fury did a nice little cheeky right hand inside then. All those little shots you can get away with, sort of fringe breaking the rules. You need to do whatever you need to do in a battle like this to get the victory.
You need to win great fights to become a great fighter. And both of these men are fancying this now. And what we have, it might be wild, it might not be cultured, but it's a great fight.
Wilder's still going for it, isn't he? He's still looking for that knockout shot, that right hand. Oh, what a shot from Fury! That's what was needed. That right hand there, that was a belting punch, John.
And now it is Wilder who holds on again. He's right back in it now, Fury. We wondered whether he could regroup. He most certainly has done.
Wilder needs to stay out of these clinches. This works in Fury's favour. Fury can do this all night long. All it's going to do is tire out Wilder's muscles. He needs to stay long and look for those big shots from afar.
He's trying to measure him for another big right hand as Fury beats into the jab.
And that's what he's got to do, John. Use his jab here as Tyson Fury. Just box at range. There's Wilder still looking for that big right hand. That was a good shot.
Oh, he's wobbled him again. And Fury wants to hold on. There you go, thank you.
Wilder's still going for it, and he's actually tiring because he's putting so much into those right hands. But Fury just got to compose himself, work the jab, keep the distance, just settle down again.
Again, Wilder looks tired as he's beaten to the punch once more. Launched that right hand from way, way back. Decent body shot from Fury, and then using that weight to his advantage again.
Wilder's lost the snap out of his legs completely, super flat-footed here. Fury looks quite fresh. Out of the two of them, he seems the fresher. He's the bigger, when inside his clinches, he's throwing nice little hooks and little short punches inside just to sap the strength of Wilder, slow him down even further.
Tyson Fury never been down twice in a round before.
Down heavy, very, very heavy. To see him in the next round shows his testament to his fitness, and his conditioning.
And fighting heart. Sheer fighting heart as well, carrying him right back into this and probably winning in this round. Dog tired he looks, doesn't he, Deontay Wilder? And there's the bell. Richie, have you got that one?
Really close round. That one could have gone either way, but I'd probably just go Tyson Fury, a better word. Dangerous shots from Deontay Wilder.
Let's listen in. Here's Sugar Hill Stewart with Fury.
He's ready to go backwards, and you're not pushing him forward. Slide pushing him back tight like this. Slide in quick. And start going to work. Get yourself going to work. He's sitting there doing this shit, and you're not jumping on him. You're right there. You're letting him slip away because you're not doing everything. Take advantage of it. Everything we were working on, he's doing it. You gotta just go ahead and do it now. Look at him, he gave it his best shot. Be real smart. Slide to it.
Well, I don't know, David. I reckon he's read that pretty well because he wasn't doing a lot there, Wilder, and he needs to capitalise, Fury.
Yeah, Fury needs to keep the pressure on. He needs to keep doing what he's doing. Just turn it up 15-20%. The jab, I think, has been key for Tyson Fury. He's had a lot of success with the jab, and the jab sets everything else up. Wilder, on the other hand, his jab is completely obsolete here. He's not landing it. He's not even throwing it. Occasionally in the first 2 or 3 rounds, he's throwing it to the body. Since then, he's kind of forgotten about it, just gone head hunting with a big right hand.
And when he sees Deontay Wilder come forward, just to need to adjust and maintain the gap and just go take a backward step occasionally. He's got to, like David says, got to use his jab and his right hand, but keep the distance with them. So box at distance with those straight shots and just adjust your feet. Don't come over your front foot, hit the target and move back occasionally and try and bring Deontay Wilder forward.
Fury trying to bully Wilder back. Wilder being made to miss again and once more being pushed back across the ring. So less effective on the back foot.
Well, remember, John, when it's a contest like that, when it's close, on the inside, you're giving Wilder more of a chance to land the odd shot here and there. Remember, Tyson Fury's got the height and the reach. If he uses it sensibly, behind that jab, straight right hand, keep him at bay. Try and bring him over the front foot and bring him onto a shot. But when they're in close, then Wilder may land one.
Again, leaning on. Remember, he's so much heavier. Fury, 19 stone 11 as against 17 stone. Big weight difference. Good shots. And both of them landing heavily, almost simultaneously.
Hands are free, hands are free.
Well, who's your money on now? I tell you what, it is that sort of fight. One big punch either way could settle it.
Stop! Let go.
Both of them showing signs of fatigue.
Fury seems in good shape. Fury seems like he's putting the punches together in bunches. Wilder just throws 1 or 2 punches at a time. Fury, the shots are coming so slowly from Wilder now. Fury's able just to literally matrix him and slip and slide.
Caught him with the right hand there, Fury, as he fell back onto the ropes. Wilder, that's not going to be a knockdown, I don't believe, and the referee signals no.
There seems an air of desperation in every shot that Wilder throws with that right hand. Launched it from way far out. Better work from Fury on that front foot. But he seems to weather the storm well, Wilder, and come back with the dangerous shot. You never know when this guy is out of it.
Maybe his conditioning better this time around. Remember, it was stopped in the 7th round last time. We're in the 6th here. And Fury finishing on the front foot. Wild right hand from Wilder.
Not a good sign from Wilder, throwing a right hand that wasn't there. It was a desperation right hand. It was not set up. It wasn't there, but he still threw it. That shows signs of, I need to get you out of there.
And he threw it from so far back.
It was never going to land. It was never going to land. That's a very, very negative sign from a fighter.
And they're both weathered storms, but Tyson seems to be coming through his a little bit better now. I think Deontay Wilder's a little bit more tired. Fury's getting back to his boxing a little bit more, setting the attacks up well with the straighter shots. And probably mentally he's getting with it now, Tyson Fury.
You gave him that last round, Tyson?
Yeah, I thought he won that last round. Especially
I also gave that last round to Fury.
So we've got Fury going into a lead here at the halfway stage. And a significant advantage. But Wilder's still there, still dangerous. Well, it was this round where it ended in the second contest.
Stop! Let him go!
Patterson Johansson, Ali Frazier, Ali Norton, Bo Holyfield. Great trilogies, and here we have another.
In front! In front!
Fury on the front foot, looking to dictate.
And I think he's getting more and more confident, Tyson Fury.
That's better work from him. It looks like Fury's got his second wind here. He was a little bit winded earlier, but he seems to getting into his flow. He's got an extra little bounce in his step now. He's doing the 2 or 3 phases I've seen. Just coming in with that jab. Yeah, Wilder's shots are getting looser and more and more reckless, and that means there's less power on those shots.
But he's still there, and still chancing those big swinging right hands. Fury needs to keep concentration. A few boos from the crowd for the holding.
Oh, what a shot, Tyson Fury.
Wilder manages to take it, but he's holding on with an air of desperation now.
Wilder's legs are shaky, very, very shaky.
It's all very well being able to bench press fast weights, but if you can't stay on your feet.
Fury attacking the body now as well. Just to sap every bit of strength out of Wilder to take this thing out of those big right hands of his.
There's a left hand from Fury, looks as though it's straight low. And he's now chopping right hand from Fury, responding to one from one.
Dangerous, but it's like I say, it's desperation with that right hand. He's tiring by the second here.
Fury starting to take.
Fury took. He's got him! He's got him! He's a right hand. Went right down to his boots, and he's holding on in desperation now here. How can he hold on? How can he stay upright? Somehow he manages, but he's still got 30 seconds to survive this 7th round.
Just needs a bit of composure here, John, now, does Fury. Just set up the attacks, still use that lead hand, but he's the boss in there at the moment, Tyson Fury.
Fury has taken 2 clean right hands down the pipe from Wilder, shots that really hurt him in round 4 and 5, and now just bouncing off of Fury's head. And that's not a good sign. It means that Wilder's snap and his power is now gone. So the chance of him picking him up with a big shot is getting less and less.
He's going to survive to the bell, and we'll listen straight into the corners between these rounds, and let's see how the trainers and the fighters are seeing it. Here's Deontay Wilder with Malik Scott.
It's real. It's real. We can start it. Thank you right here. He's leaning to that side. We lift him up fingers right there. He's leaning to that side. Put your hand out here and guide it. Not by right out. It's not that hard. Red light, green light. Finish this shit now with the jab. I'm telling you only one thing, jab. Let the jab go to work. He can't throw the right hand if he jabbing. Quit trying to duck walk in. Jab the motherfucker, man. Just jab the motherfucker, goddammit. The simplest shit in the book. That's wrong.
Fury ahead on Richie's card. And you heard in no uncertain terms from Sugar Hill Stewart, Fury being told to box him, to jab him. Box your way in, then land the punches. Don't give Wilder the chance of the lucky break.
Sugar Hill knows that to set up the knockout shot, it's got to be set up behind the jab, the lead hand, to measure that distance. Look, with a shot like that, and then eventually the right hand will follow. That's what he's got to do. Doesn't need to get complacent. We've seen that in this contest already from Tyson Fury. A rare mistake, so he's got to watch what he's doing, but the jab's so important.
He came so close to going down again in that last round, Wilder, and he's under pressure again here. Fury is piling it on, and he can do little more than just hold on. Fury is dominant now.
He's completely dominant. It seems like a matter of time before a big right hand from Fury lands around the side of Wilder's head. See, that shot in early on in the fight would have had a massive effect, and it seems to be bouncing off Fury now.
Not the snap or the power in Wilder's punches that there was. And Fury trying to measure him for another of those concussive rights.
Yeah, more clever. Better, clever approach there from Tusi. In and out with the feet. That is beautiful. Beautiful boxing.
Stop! Neko! Stop! Stop!
Fury ahead, and clearly ahead on our cards now. Wilder has got little plan now apart from winging in a huge right hand.
Oh, look, the pace. Oh, he's going to go. Big shot, big shot.
Staggered back drunkenly. Almost sank to the canvas again, and Fury will see him right in front of him, walking and moving groggily.
There's nothing left on Wilder's shots now. And is Malik Scott going to do what he's been told by not throwing in the towel? Because it looks like he's going to get into a position where a towel being thrown in may save him for another day.
I'll tell you what though, John, what they may regret now, he's coming in at 17 stone because he's really, really tired now, and that's just going to add, that's going to just sap the energy levels. He's carrying weight that he shouldn't be. He's not used to. Well, can Tyson Fury, finish him off?
Fair play to Wilder's resolve, though. Had him down twice in the fourth round, and he's been looking as though he's been on the cusp of being floored on more than one occasion. And he looks absolutely out on his feet.
This is where you can't get complacent. You've still got to set the attacks up with the jab and get the job done. He's a dangerous man, Wilder.
Blood coming from Wilder's mouth. And another big round for Tyson Fury. Wilder might celebrate, but no way he won that round, no way.
I think he's just celebrating that he heard the final, heard that ring, heard the bell for the end of that round. It seems like he's on borrowed time in there now. He's not able to sustain any form of attack. His wings, big, long, looping right hands, that even if they do land, they're bouncing off him.
Let's hear.
We can't allow that, especially inside. Use the free hand. Stay alert. Stay off the rope. Look at me. Stay alert and stay off the rope. We have to back him up. We have to back him up. He was blessed with something to back him up. Off of the clinches. Don't go back. Off to the clinches. Push him back. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go.
Fury on top. Easier said than done to try and push him back. How's he going to do that?
For me, John, he hasn't got the energy levels to back him up. That's his problem. The corner.
The doctor's looking. Satisfied it can continue, but only just.
But it's not over, remember. That's the thing. Tyson Fury is in control. But he's just got to see this job out now. You're in against a very dangerous one-punch knockout artist. So he's just got to keep doing what he's doing, listen to his corner, keep the punches straight, set up that right hand.
There's been 3 or 4 occasions when it's looked as though Wilder has been ready to be taken, but somehow he's stayed upright, beaten to the jab there, and Fury is walking him back, looking for the payoff punch. Looked as though it could have been all over in the fourth. That seems an awful long time ago now.
That's a shot from Deontay Wilder. That's lifted the crowd up until then. The crowd are getting a bit subdued. They can even sense it themselves that Tyson Fury is fully in control. But that was just a reminder for Fury that Wilder is still in it.
Yeah, Wilder landed something big there, and Tyson really felt that one.
The jabs from Fury.
There's no defence from Wilder whatsoever. No head movement, no blocking. He's just soaking those jabs clean up in the face. That's tiredness for you.
Tremendous bravery, though. Still in there pitching. And he's shown an absolute warrior instinct tonight. Fury looking for him again. close watch.
That was superb there from Fury. Just up the tempo, went through the gears, starting to land the bigger shots. Deontay Wilder looks like he's out on his feet.
It's looked like that for about 3 or 4 rounds.
He's very, very deceiving, Wilder. He looks like he's finished, and then he brings out a big right hand.
It'll be dangerous as long as he's still in there.
Some nice inside work from Fury here, sinking in lovely little shots. You know, he's used to doing a lot of inside fighting, lots of body sparring, and Wilder just seems completely out of his depth when they're inside, up and close like this.
And do you know what, John? I think Fury he's waking up in this contest, but he's starting to fight now. He's Tyson Fury. He's warming to the task. It's dangerous, yes, but he's warming to the task now. Is Tyson Fury.
Wilder again under heavy onslaught of punches here, but still, hopefully, winging in those right hands. Fury lands one of his own. Last 10 seconds of the round. Big uppercut from Wilder this time, and he finishes as the aggressor. Oh, what a round! Tremendous round again. Great effort from Deontay Wilder.
Amazing, spirited effort at the end of the round. They're completely exhausted, but managed to summon up, a nice little burst of punches that seemed to bother Fury. I had Fury winning that round, but it was nice to see that Fury still got something in the tank, because he looked like out on his feet.
Wilder somehow managed to come back. He's the one who had a little bit left in the tank. Look as though he's got too much now, though, does he?
It's a great reminder for Fury, though, isn't it? The guy's still in it. Wilder's still dangerous, but this was good work from Tyson Fury, keeping Wilder on the ropes, but then he got caught with a little right uppercut towards the end. But here, very dominant, went through the gears here, Tyson Fury, put Deontay Wilder on the ropes, tremendous 1-2, and then switched the work to the body with a hook. But Wilder, as we know, is still in it, producing a punch like that.
Well, you have to admire the desire of Wilder, the warrior instinct. He's still in there battling, but Fury, on our card anyway, is now starting to get a long way in front, and it's looking as though Wilder's got to find a knockout punch. 3 rounds to go. Malik Scott just in front of us is bellowing his advice. Oh, he didn't advise him to take a punch like that, and he's going again, Wilder.
Just manages to recover, but big shots there again from Fury. That's when sometimes that Wilder can be so dangerous, then just in desperation he can throw that right hand. But Fury coming forward, out-muscling him, working him over on the inside. And again, boxing well at distance, but well on the inside also.
According to the punch stats, Fury landing twice as many as Wilder. But Wilder's still there, takes another big right hand. Can Fury somehow find a way to get him out of there, or is Wilder going to see it through? Is there going to be just one more turn of the dice, one more throw of the dice from Wilder in this gambling city?
All he's got, Wilder, is that right hand on the inside. Again, Tyson Fury, he's outworking him. At short range, he's the boss. At long range, he's the boss. But at the same time, Wilder just dangerous with the off shot.
Wilder's still got a punch. He's got him in as the right hand. Down yet again. He's on his feet. He's groggy. And the referee will want to make absolutely certain that he's okay to continue. He says he is. Wants him to walk towards him. Is he happy? He lets him go on. Fury now will look to take him out right now, right here, in this 10th round. He's wanting to finish it, and Wilder looks as though he's ready to be taken.
It doesn't seem like there's much left from Wilder. His tank seems like it's empty, and Fury's just putting a consistent pressure on Wilder, just sapping every little thing he's got.
Slowly but surely, Tyson Fury, he's just dismantling Deontay Wilder at range on the inside. But remember, he's still in there.
and still trying to throw big uppercuts. He's going to go again. Fury right cross and an uppercut. Wilder holding on. How is he staying upright? On the receiving end of some huge punches, but still throwing one of his own. He's got Fury going now. Can he turn it round? Oh, astonishing. What a turnaround in the last 10 seconds. Where did he find that from?
Just when you think he's completely finished, he just pulls something out of the bag. You know, he's got such heavy hands. All it takes is one shot. Like what Fury was taking those punches, he was taking those shots. And while Wilder's so disorganised in there, he doesn't seem to have the inner fighting skills, but he somehow finds a way to land his shots. But Tyson Fury wasn't bothered by that at all. He knew he won the round. He let him blast. He let him empty his tank there.
What a warrior though Deontay Wilder is. We thought it was over again. Fury in control.
The doctor has made his way up into the Wilder corner, having another good look at him to decide whether or not he's okay to continue. He's fighting on instinct and he's being allowed to continue. 6 minutes left. Fury a mile in front. That would be a 10-8 round. But Wilder astonishing that little flourish in the last 10 seconds of the 10th. What a fight.
Unbelievable.
What a fight.
I think Tyson Fury just got to box sensible now. He's well ahead here.
Let go.
But will he go for the knockout? He wants to knock Wilder out. And probably feels he could do that.
Big uppercut.
Let go.
Holds on again.
Okay, stop. Let go.
But from looking very tired early on in the contest, Wilder, how he's kept going, it's incredible. Oh, what a punch!
That one landed as clean as it has done so far. Wilder showing tremendous heart, staying on his feet.
Fury trying to push him away to give space to land more big shots of his own to try and finish Wilder. How on earth is Deontay Wilder staying upright?
There was a super left hook that went to the body there, and Fury's just hurt him again with an uppercut. It could be all over now.
It will be now. That surely is going to be the end of the fight. Fury's already celebrating, and the fight is all over. It's all over, and Wilder is beaten, and Fury in the 11th round gets the stoppage he craves. Sensational fight, brilliant ending. Fury has dismantled Deontay Wilder and turned the fight around. In massive trouble in the 4th round when he was put down twice, having Wilder down in the 3rd. At that point, it looked as though Wilder could find his redemption moment, but it wasn't to be. He showed extraordinary bravery to keep going and keep going. His partner's in tears. He knows now that Tyson Fury quite definitely is the superior man, and in the 11th round Fury finds the spectacular win that he craved.
That was Wilder on his best day in there. He landed some big shots. He started fresh, he started fast, jabs to the body. He was doing everything he wanted to do. He was just bested in there. Tyson Fury took his best and Wilder couldn't take his, and there's a clear, concise victor here in an absolutely scintillating performance from both fighters, putting everything on the line. And Tyson Fury has shown conclusively that he's the man.
I'll tell you what, Richie. People have criticised Wilder for his lack of boxing ability in the past. But my God, this guy has got a heart. He really has.
Incredible. I take my hat off to Deontay Wilder for the fact that he stayed in the contest as long as he did. Because there was a dominant display from Tyson Fury again. But it just showed you how dangerous Deontay Wilder is with that one single shot. But for me, another terrific performance from Fury. He's done what he said he was going to do, knock his opponent out. But such an exciting fight, because at one point you thought he was going to go the other way. But fair play, a great contest, and Tyson Fury, a great winner.
Fury with his brother alongside him, and his great friend Tim as well, offering his congratulations. He's in tears. He knows that he's probably had to dig deeper. Well, definitely, he's had to dig deeper tonight than he ever has done before as a fighter.
Yeah, for sure. He's never been in that type of situation where he's been completely out like that. I mean, other than his last fight, but he got up to win the rounds in the second fight with Wilder. This time it was a completely different fight. He was fighting a Wilder who had 2 arms, 2 legs, and was fit and was ready and was motivated, was in perfect condition. So it was a lot tougher for him, but he raised his game and did exactly what he needed to do. The boxing skills truly paid the bills tonight, and the jab was amazing. He was able to soak up great punishment from Wilder and just grind him down.
And if you've spent your money tonight, you couldn't get over here and watch it live. You'll have been watching it with us on television. That was just wildly exciting, extraordinary.
Yeah, incredible, it really was. And I thought the performance from Fury, he's a masterclass performance in that he boxes well at range. He dismantled him on the inside. I thought his inside work tonight, Tyson Fury, was tremendous. Little shots on the inside, little hooks, little uppercuts. Excellent work at short range. Bullied Deontay Wilder again, and Deontay Wilder couldn't do anything about it. And I'll stand with what I said before. I thought coming in at 17 stone was the wrong thing to do for me. I think he tired. He was always in the fight, but as Tyson Fury went on round by round, he just tightened the screw here and there every time, and he worked him out. It was a good opening round for Wilder with the jabs to the body, but Tyson Fury soon realised that he had to put him on the back foot, and that's what he did.
I don't think there were too many commiserations in that corner there. I think he was going over there and emphatically saying, I told you, and I've done it.
Yeah, it didn't look too pleasant, but I'm not sure. I'd like to be in there to know exactly what was said, but it sounds like Tyson was given a piece of his mind in there. He proved he's a superior athlete, the superior fighter, the superior boxer. And just like he did last time, but I find this performance more impressive, as I'm positive that Wilder was on good form tonight. He knew what he had to do. There was no chance of being surprised by the antics of Fury, and he just wasn't able to raise his game to that level.
Fury was delivering a few well-chosen observations to Wilder's manager, Shelley Finkful, as much as to say, you've done everything to try and discredit me, and now I've proven that I am the better man.
Yes, indeed. We're just looking at some more replays here of the final punches that finished off Deontay Wilder. It took a while to land those shots there, because he was always dangerous, Deontay Wilder. He was always in it. But piece by piece, he's been broken down and eventually taken out by a man who's beat him in every department again for me. On the inside, he was a better boxer. On the outside at range, okay, that's what made it exciting, because Wilder still landed that right hand here and there. But overall, Tyson Fury was better all round again.
Lennox Lewis commentating for American television, and you can see as he sits there alongside Andre Ward, you can see exactly what Lennox made of it. And that, as he emphasised earlier on, is what it's all about, fighting as a big man. And Tyson Fury emphatically did that tonight.
Yeah, Lennox would have been very impressed with what Fury did tonight. Utilising that jab, keeping the sharp feet. One of Lennox's biggest tools was his footwork in and out of range. For a big man, he could really move that weight around. And watching Fury in there tonight, there wasn't a stage where he looked flat-footed. He was always had that bounce in his feet from the first round all the way to the end. And when he needed to turn it on and put clusters of punches together, that's exactly what he did.
Well, I've witnessed 3 fights now, all of them incredible, and here is the official result.
He is the winner by way of knockout, and he is still the undefeated WBC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Meanwhile, a sad and beaten Deontay Wilder has left the ring and is making his way back to the dressing room. Looked very unsteady as he made his way down the steps at the side of the ring. He proved what a strong, tough man he is. But Tyson Fury proved that he is the better fighter, and he proved that he is quite definitely the heavyweight division's number 1.
No question there, John. Champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, check that off. What a warrior that man is. Time and again in this contest when we thought he was out of it, then he comes back. And an incredible encounter that was.
That fourth round, David. Fourth round, when Fury was down twice. At that point, it looked as though the whole thing could be unravelling. But no.
No, it was down to heart. I said it at the time. This fight is going to be down to who wants it the most, who's fitter, and who wants it. Here he is. This is what I'm saying.
Any moment.
Well, like the great John Wayne said, I'm made of pig iron and steel, baby.
Walk me through what got you up twice after you had put him down.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. In the mighty name of Jesus, I won this fight tonight again. I give him the glory, he gives me the victory. It made me legs strong. I was down a couple of times. I was hurt. Wilder's a strong puncher, and he's a tough man. I was hitting him with some big shots, and my Lord and Saviour rose me to my feet tonight to give him the glory.
Is there a level of respect now after sharing the ring for a total of 33 rounds?
You know, it was a great fight tonight. It was worthy of any trilogy in the history of the sport. You know, I'm not going to make any excuses. Wilder's the top fighter. He gave me a real run for my money tonight. And I always said, I'm the best in the world and he's the second best. You know, he's got no love for me, Deontay Wilder. Because you know why? Because I beat him 3 times. And it's like, I'm a sportsman. I went over to him to show some love and respect. And he didn't want to give it back. So that's his problem. I'll pray for him so God will soften his heart. But you know what? I want to thank everybody in this building tonight who came out to show love for my sport, boxing. Thank you to every man, woman and child in the building tonight. Great fight. October 9th, 2021 will go down in history as a great fight, I hope, anyway.
It sure will, and that begs the question, what is next for the Gypsy King? You are the WBC champ.
I'm the WBC champ, Ring Magazine champion and lineal champion. You know what, I've got to say thank you to my trainer, Sugar Hill, because if it wasn't for Sugar and America's own, Detroit's own, I wouldn't have got through that fight tonight. He told me, he said, get your jab working, big dog, and shoot that right hand down the middle. He said, only the big dogs pull it out late on in fights. And I said, yes, I got you. And I went out and pulled it out of the bag. So big shout out to me dad, me mum, me kids all watching. I know you've had your hearts in your mouth tonight, but don't ever doubt me. When the chips are down, I can always deliver. Thank you to Bob Arum. Thank you to Frank Warren. Thank you to Top Rank Boxing, Las Vegas, T-Mobile, MGM, and everybody who came to show support. And thank you to my wife. Thank you, Paris. I love you so much. And thank you very much again. I don't want to keep going on and on and on, but you know, it was a great honour tonight to be here. And I got one thing to say. Put on my blue suede shoes, baby, boarded the plane. A touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. WC handy when you look down over me. Hey, I got a first class ticket, and I'm as fly as a guy can be. I was walking in Vegas, I was walking with my feet on the field. I was walking in Vegas, and do I really feel the way I feel? Thank you very much. Vegas, I love you, baby. Lancaster, la la la. Lancashire, la la la.
Well, we've had it all. Songs aplenty, and Steve Bunce is making his way into the ring. And in a moment, we'll get a little bit more from Tyson Fury, who I think, to say the least, is a very, very happy man. Unhappy that he didn't get congratulations from Deontay Wilder. He's been intercepted for another interview. He was outstanding though tonight. And the story of the fight, well, in the third round he had Wilder down, Fury down twice again in the fourth. but then back came Fury, had him down in the 10th round, and then in the 11th round finally finished it off. To turn it around